So speak of the devil and he appears. After the latest video, I've had an influx of comments and messages from religious zealots eager to pass condemnation and judgment for the evils of something that they know absolutely nothing about. To them, Jehovah and the archangels are satanic, because that's really all I'm calling upon. Oh wait, isn't that who they call upon? See, they have absolutely no idea of what goes on in my temple, but are ready to pass judgment on it anyway. Does this come as a surprise? Absolutely not. This is the way it has always been and will continue to be. The religious zealots will never change their stripes. I also received this diamond in the rough, quite a polarized perspective as usual. Now I'm going to stop you right there. I see what you're trying to do. Out of the gate, you're trying to gain the moral high ground. And you can have the high ground if you can name me one perspective that doesn't have a polar opposite to it in this world of duality. See, you think you're being witty with me, but you're only displaying your ignorance. As I've said before, no one can escape polarity completely. All we can do is depolarize ourselves enough to be able to see and understand the opposite perspective. And I understand yours all too well, and that's why I'm able to call you out on it. You gotta stop seeing people as the bad guy-minded, Magick. You need to jump off your high horse too. It only makes sense if someone gets jumpy around witchcraft that has only been exposed to the ridiculous stereotypes and lies eclipsing it. It is your job to lift the veil off of such atrocities. Well, as long as you know what I should be doing and what my job should be. Isn't it funny how people always know what you need? You know what you need to do, they say. And this is typically a projection of their own needs. And no, that's not my job. My job is simply to obey the spirit in my higher self and do what it tells me I should be doing. Perhaps the things you speak should be your job. What are you doing? Frater's not out to save the world. The world is beyond saving, at least in my lifetime. And we're not talking about people who are jumpy around witchcraft and such things. Yes, a lot of people are like that, and we've discussed that. But these zealots are not those people, because they came to my videos and my channel to waste my time with their nonsense. I didn't seek them out, forcing any beliefs upon them. No, they came to me. This is what they do. They're told to go and witness and preach the gospel, to go out and recruit, to actively seek people out and start arguments. And if they can't get you online, they'll come a knocking at your door. I don't see them as bad. I see them as they are, which is misinformed and programmed to serve an institution that's not going to serve them in return. And if you say that I'm on a high horse, just remember, it's my horse to be on. As I said, this is my channel, my videos, my soapbox, my pulpit. And those who want to listen to what I have to say are free to do so, and those who do not are free to go. These people do neither. They neither listen nor learn from what I have to say, nor do they leave well enough alone. And that's what I mean by high horse. Coming to judge just for the sake of judging. They have no interest in what's actually going on or the teachings therein. So later on in your message, when you say give people the benefit of the doubt, well, I have been for many decades. And I've yet to see a religious zealot say, you know what, I think you've convinced me. I was wrong. It's not going to happen. And I have no interest in changing the minds of those whose minds are already made up. It is not my job to convince people of anything, unlike the zealots where that is their only job. Now, I don't mind Christianity, I just really don't like people wasting my time. But the zealots are relatively tame in comparison to some of the other stuff that I get. Like the person who decided to spam over 200 death threats to me as if one wasn't enough, which is a federal crime, by the way. That's a felony. Not that they would care about that. It's not even the threats that bother me. I do get them occasionally for sharing the information that I do. But having to report and delete over 200 of them is a waste of time. The threats themselves are typically empty threats. It's usually the one making threats and boasting about their magical abilities and how powerful they are. That's the one you don't have to worry about. There's a great scene in Game of Thrones, I believe it's the finale of season 3, where Joffrey says, "I am the king," and his grandfather Tywin Lannister says, "Any man who must say that he is the king is no true king." And it's the same way with magical practitioners. Those who go around boasting and telling people what they're going to do to them are like the little yapping dog, all bark and no bite, making themselves appear larger and more fierce than they actually are. It's usually of little concern. Just bind them and move on. And if they continue, then it may call for stronger action. Of course, I don't make it easy for them to continue, because all this takes time as well. And so they get banned. But that doesn't always deter them. They'll make another account and continue to come after me. I swear, if some people actually put the time and energy into building something for themselves, as much as they try to tear me down, all because they think I deleted one of their comments when it's probably sitting in my spam folder that YouTube moves there automatically, then they might actually be able to achieve something great in life. Am I the only one who can see how incredibly sick that is? For someone to make 5 or 6 different accounts to attack me, all because one of their comments went missing. I wish I could have seen the comment. I mean, it must have been pretty frickin' important. Of course, they couldn't just put the time and energy into rewriting the comment. No, they had to spend even more time and energy with relentless attacks and creating accounts to get around their bans over a comment. Which brings us to the point of this video. If you don't like the comments, disable them. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Yes, even you. Well, what if my opinion is that you're not entitled to your opinion? Am I entitled to my opinion then? I don't even like to give out opinions because opinions aren't based in knowledge. I like to give knowledge that is based on experience. I often get asked, "Oh, Frater, what happens to us after we die?" Well, I haven't had that experience. I cannot say for certain, which is why I haven't made a video on it. And if I do at some point, it will be all opinion. But you did bring up a good point. With this influx of zealots and death threats and trolls and those who have nothing better to do other than to waste my time, I feel that the comment section should be closed for the foreseeable future. It had a good run, and frankly, I'm surprised it took this long, to be honest. Perhaps it will come back at some later date, but for now, I am shutting it down. It's difficult enough to try to keep up with all of the comments without having to deal with all that nonsense on top of it. You young people have no concept of time yet. You will when you're middle age, and you won't want to spare even a moment on such foolishness. Tick-tock indeed. So I'm not doing this to silence people, I'm doing this to save me time. Plain and simple. Now, I'm not angry or hold any grudges towards those who have done these things. That's not my way. It's too much energy expenditure with no payoff. I do genuinely care about each and every one of you, even those who disagree with me and the mentally deranged. But make no mistake that I've also loved every single pet that I've ever had to put down. It is not the fault of the rabid dog that he is rabid. He is not put down with malice, but out of compassion and mercy. And that's something for you to think about. Take care.